Well, hey guys, happy Vlogmas Day 13. As promised, today I'm going to be sharing with you guys a fun recipe, holiday baking treat, if you will. It is for a traditional jam-filled thumbprint cookie. These are really fun at the holiday times. I'm making mine vegan today with vegan butter, and there are no eggs in this recipe, so I'm going to share it with you guys, and I hope you all enjoy it. And I will draw your attention down below to the description box where I have all of the ingredients and baking specifics listed, as well as the supplies. So let's get started. All right, moving right along, for this recipe you're going to need all-purpose flour. You can substitute in a gluten-free all-purpose flour of your choosing. I have only ever used just plain all-purpose flour, however. You're also going to need sugar, and for my recipe I like to use turbinado cane sugar. I find that it just adds a interesting taste to it, and I really like the way that it comes out. But you can use plain white sugar or coconut sugar or any other sugar that you want, or alternative sweetener. I'm going to be using this Earth Balance original vegan butter for this recipe. If you are choosing to make this non-vegan, you can use traditional unsalted butter, however, it works just as well. I have not tried Crisco vegetable shortening, coconut oil, or others. It does tend to be solid at room temperature, and I like this Earth Balance original because it does not contain any trans fats in it. Trans fats are associated with an increased risk of cardiovascular disease, so I make sure to avoid them at all costs. Non-dairy milk of your choosing. If you're not making this vegan, you can use regular milk. However, I'm using the Costco organic unsweetened almond milk, vanilla flavor. You'll need some almond extract. You will need some pure vanilla extract. Make sure that you select vanilla extract and not vanilla flavoring. And you will also need some baking powder, so not too many ingredients. And then the icing on the cake, if you will, you're going to want about 1/3 cup of a jam of your choosing, either homemade or store-bought. I did not make my jam this time, but I purchased this Crofter's Berry Harvest Organic Jam from Costco a while back, and I'm excited to use it. But first of all, I'm going to protect my shirt with my Jazzy Classy Pal apron here. You guys have seen me rocking this for some time here. It's actually an adult bib, which I do wear for eating, but I also find that it's good for cooking and baking. It protects my shirt. And then because this is the holiday time, look at this festive apron that I'm going to be donning. It's got these cute candy canes and a festive pocket, so I'm just going to don that. I'm channeling Kimmy if she's in her apron. Have you guys ever watched her channel? She always dons an apron, and I've got mine. And whenever I'm cooking or baking, just to make my life easier, particularly with flours and things like that, that tend to make a pretty substantial mess, if you will, I like to put down just a clean kitchen towel to catch all of the kind of haphazard spillage. But the first thing you're going to do is put the dry ingredients together in your medium-sized bowl and sift them together with a fork. All right, now that I quick sifted all of my two dry ingredients together, now I'm just going to do probably one of the funnest parts of baking in my mind is creaming together the butter and sugar. I mean, that tends to be, I feel as though the creaming together the butter and sugar is the component of baking that makes baked goods so addictive. Is the combination of creamed butter and sugar. That is a flavor profile that I think we come out of utero wanting. This is what the vegan butter looks like, the Smart Balance, in case you're wondering. It looks exactly like margarine, okay? And it's solid at room temperature because it's primarily palm oil, palm fruit oil, canola oil, soybean oil, flax oil, and olive oil. But we really just need 3/4 cup of the vegan butter, so I'm just gonna go ahead and scoop it out here. They also sell this vegan butter in sticks so that you can more accurately measure it. It's a little bit easier than what I'm doing here, but this works. Comment below and if you do a lot of vegan baking and what, if any, alternative butters you have tried and find work and are good. I would love recommendations. Okay, so we've got our butter. And now we're gonna add our sugar. And like I said, I'm gonna be using this turbinado sugar. And you just need half a cup of sugar. And I like to try and use the same little measuring cup for as much as I can. Cuts down on having to clean too much stuff. Cuts down on water waste. Cuts down on time and energy waste on the baker, so I can bask here with you guys. And the digits make good ancillary utensils. Side note, I'm thinking this would make a nice scrub for the bottoms of your feet, this vegan butter and turbinado sugar, and help to exfoliate some of that built up callus. All right, now probably one of my favorite parts, we're gonna beat the butter and sugar together. This reminds me of some of those Sonicare devices that you guys are always trying to aggressively exfoliate the death out of your face with, and I always tell you back away from. I can just see this being marketed and sold as an anti-aging device. But I'm going to use it to cream my butter and sugar. And it always helps to have a spatula to scoop down the edges. Yeah, the Classy Pal bib definitely helps with the splatter from the beaters, because otherwise I would have messed up my pretty blue Ministry of Supply shirt here. But anyways, I've just creamed together the butter and sugar, and they're nice and fluffy-duffy. And so now I'm just going to add in the vanilla extract, the almond extract, and the almond milk. So now that I've beaten together my butter and sugar and then added and beaten in my almond milk, almond extract, and vanilla extract, I'm just going to slowly add in the combined dry ingredients in a piecemeal fashion. I'm not going to add them all at once. I'm just going to add them slowly, okay? Maybe about 1/3 to 1/6 of the mixture. And I'm just going to gently fold them in. You want to be careful not to overmix at this point, otherwise the dough will get a little tough potentially. So I just used my good old Betty Crocker spatula here that I got at Walmart, but
I've actually been using 2 different air sponges lately. You guys know this is my OG favorite. But I got the luminous one for the rest of my face, so I'm just going to take some of the luminous one. Oh, no, right back. These lashes are huge and amazing. So they're so... That's amazing. Wipe off.
So the dough chilled and it came out a little bit sticky, so I just added a little bit more flour and worked with it a little bit, and now I'm rolling it out into approximately 1/4 inch thick and cutting it out with my 2-inch round biscuit cutter here. How cute is he? And it's coming together really nicely. Here, I'll just show you guys. You can see how the cookies hold up pretty nicely. Here are the raw dough, and I've just started to put a little indent in the center of them with my thumb, like that. And I'm going to fill that little indent with about 1/4 teaspoon of my Crofter's Berry Harvest Organic Jam. But I've got flour hands, so it's working against me. So a little tip, you definitely want to flour your hands before you start rolling out the dough, but make sure if you're working with a brand new jar that you open the jar, do yourself a favor and open the jar before flouring your hands. You'll thank yourself. I just got into a battle with this. But look how pretty it looks. And my jam is a good thickness, so I don't think I'm going to dilute it too much. I'm just going to put an aliquot here in my little bowl. And you can see here that my Classy Pal apron and my festive holiday apron are really earning their keep today. Now I'm going to just get to work filling the center of the little cookies here. And I'm just using an offset butter knife here.
About as much, you just want to do a pea-sized amount, so just think of your differ in there, or your retinoid, just a pea.
Just rocking out with the Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas cartoon. This is so adorable, you guys. It's on Amazon Prime Video. If you want something innocent and, you know, not too, I guess, mentally or emotionally challenging, this is a good one to stream in the background for sure. And I'm just rolling out as my other cookies bake and having a grand old time here, being festive. And my tree is a sparkling there, just having a grand old time and being festive. It's like Santa's workshop in here. It's getting festive, guys. But fun story about these thumbprint cookies, you know, but I actually didn't grow up eating these. Like, we didn't really make them when I was a child. And the story behind these, when I was a kid, there was a young boy in my elementary school class who, unfortunately, was frequently bullied. He was very good at math, we'll say that. Very intelligent young boy, and sometimes, unfortunately, was just the subject of a lot of cruelty and bullying. And I always regret that as a child, while I did not participate in the bullying, I regret that I didn't intervene or do anything. I kind of was a bystander. And as if that weren't bad enough, when we were maybe in 3rd or 4th grade, I can't remember at this juncture, he unfortunately lost his mother to cancer. And I can only imagine how devastating that would be, honestly, as a young child, period. You guys know I'm very close with my mom, so I can't imagine that. But one of the things I remember very, very vividly was maybe about a year, 2 years after his mother passed. We were sitting in class, and it was around the Christmas time, and people were talking about what they were going to do with their families and holiday traditions. And he goes, well, a holiday tradition that we always do in my family is we make thumbprint cookies. And my ears perked up, because at that time I was really, you know, my baking and cooking interests first were sort of ruminating, and I had never heard of thumbprint cookies, so my ears perked up. And he was saying, yeah, you know, I just don't know that we're gonna make them this year, and you know, it was something my mom and I always made. And I remember that very distinctly. That was the first time I heard about thumbprint cookies, and it really touched my young heart at the time, and I still remember it to this day. I don't know if Matthew, if you're watching this, these cookies are for you. So I have enjoyed making them, and this is a vegan version. So yeah, that's the story behind thumbprint cookies. Hey guys, I'm just over here basking in the glory of my beautiful tree here. Checking out some of my ornaments here. Woohoo, there's my Texas ornament. But my cookies came out of the oven, and they really turned out wonderfully. I highly recommend this recipe. The cookie itself is kind of a traditional shortbread dough, and tastes just that way. So let me show you guys how they came out. They look really cute. Made about roughly, like I said, 2.5 dozen. So yeah, overall I'm really happy with how they came out, but let's do a little taste test here of this one that got a little smooshed with the jam. Mmm. Very good. The almond is a really nice touch. I recommend the almond extract. Can you see? Very much a nice shortbread. Mmm. I'm really pleased with how those came out. I'm going to a Christmas cookie wassail tomorrow, so I'm going to box these up and they'll be ready to go. But anyways, I'm going to conclude the video here. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Comment below, and if you make it, how it turned out. I'd love to know. If you liked it, give it a thumbprint thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.